And hello, welcome to this video of YouTube. Today we want to talk about theory versus fact testing. So last video, I don't know whether it's uploaded yet, but yeah, YouTube's taking some time, but okay. Basically what I did is that I was going to delete all of the code I did last video so that we can move on and clear this thing up. However, I found that maybe leaving this code around is nice because it's a more elegant way of accessing the boiling point of water rather than what I have here where there are a lot of if loops. Okay, so yeah, that was the thing. Okay, so yeah, that was the thing. Okay, over here I have not used if loops, whereas in the bottom code I did use some if loops. But anyway, just for the sake of familiarity, I'm going to use this thing. Okay, this YouTube test. I'm just going to save all this code I executed under YouTube test. Okay, so let me delete this and I will just run it again. Okay. Okay, as you see, the code works nicely. I'm able to print out the boiling point of this what do you call that? Of water in Kelvin. Okay, so let me open up the IXML mind map so that you can see where we are. Okay, this is a very relatively empty thing. Now, what was the point of the test? Okay. The second test is that I want to extract a boiling point of nitrogen, water and benzene in Kelvin using a theory test. Now, what is this? What's the deal with theory? Okay, so you see that over here, if let's say I wanted to extract the boiling point of benzene, for example, well, let's go and look at the let's go and look at the XML file. Okay, I'll go up, library loader, dependencies, xml.vb, quit this part out. Okay, look at this XML file. I'll use Ctrl F to page down. Okay, that's a Vim key binding. Okay, you see that if I look for benzene, okay, yes, we have benzene right here. Okay, and you'll see that the boiling point here is 353.3 Kelvin. Okay. Now, the thing is this: if I were to adjust this test for benzene, well, what do I have to do? All right, I will normally have to change this here, CIW benzene, and that will actually help you extract the what do you call that? Extract the boiling point of benzene, which is now, as you can see, 353. As you can see here, also 353. Right? That's the thing. Okay. Of course, in this YouTube test, I have not done the assert thing yet. Maybe I'll do that later. Okay. But well, if you want to extract 3 elements, okay, maybe you have to like change this name string here like 3 times, right? You want to change this name string here 3 times. Okay, but what if you want to test 10 elements, right? You want to test 10 elements systematically. Can you do it? Yes. Then you want to change this thing 10 times. Maybe that's not the best way to do it. Okay, so how do you automate this name change thing? Okay, so I want to introduce you to this thing called theory test in XUnit. Okay, if you want to look at it a little more, you can look at the syntax right here, theory. Okay, so let me illustrate what theory is. Okay, so you know this subroutine here or function, or yeah, we just call it subroutine. Subroutine here can actually take in some arguments, right? All right, so let's say we want to take in the argument name. All right, we want to take in the argument name. Okay, by value component name, okay, as string. Okay, so that's so over here I can actually take in a component name, okay, and then I can delete this word, okay, and I can put in over here which, okay, let me go back, insert, okay, capital A, okay, component name. Alright, so this way I can actually automate the test. I'll just swap out the component name here, so any component name I insert here will automatically be, you'll try to look for this component name. Right, how do I then insert how do I then insert the name benzene here? Okay, so that's where we change from fact here to theory. Okay, so what does theory do? Theory actually allows you to provide inputs to this test. Okay, let's say I want to change input the component name as benzene. I can do so by doing this. Okay, so we call this inline data. Let's see. Okay, inline data, and then you put in brackets what you want to put into this Visual Basic thing. So component name, the first one, well, you just put benzene. Okay, and this is how you get XUnit Tests to put the component name benzene into here. So you just place the string that you want to put here, and then the first argument here will be put into the first required variable of this YouTube test. Okay, so if I run .NET test right here, I will get exactly the same result. You see, I will still get benzene. Now the nice thing about this is that if I just want to do water, okay, if I want to do water, I can do so by insert and then put water here, right here. So by doing so, I have two tests already run very quickly. Okay, and we can see that you see that the first test file, they actually extracted the boiling point of water. Second test file, they actually extracted the boiling point of benzene. Okay, I can repeat this as many times as I want. Let's say I want to look for nitrogen. Let me undo this. We'll do it the easier way. Copy and paste nitrogen. Alright, and we'll .NET test. And you can see, oh. Okay, let's try again. No, there doesn't seem to be a nitrogen compound. Oh, maybe nitrogen is like the results are up there. It's just very hard to see. Okay, so let's .NET test here. So we'll do nitrogen first. Yes, nitrogen is right here, so that's why we could not see it just now. And then water is here, and benzene is here. So pretty much we have done our test. Okay, so the last thing is supposed to be, well, we don't want to keep printing out all these lines and then inspect it manually to see whether the thing matches. Okay, remember in tests we want to always have a reference variable, and of course we do the assert. Okay, so we'll need to do the setup of the test first. Okay, so up, I'll just put here setup, then act is the second part. So I guess the acting part will be here. Open, because this part get X document is where we actually act. Then the last part over here will be assert. So I open assert. Okay, assert equal. Okay, maybe I'll just call it ref temperature or ref boiling point. Okay, and now I'll put boiling point. Okay, so this obviously will not work because over here I did not reference this as the boiling point of water, because of course this is not the boiling point of water already. So I should change this to something more general, like CRW boiling point component. I'll save this, and then of course I'll have to repeat the change everywhere I see this boiling point of water. Okay, so 6 down, backwards, change the word. So this is a boiling point of a component, and of course this water X element list, I cannot use the word water anymore, it doesn't make sense. Okay, I will use instead we call this component X element list. Save this, go back, I'll do the same thing here, and let's see whether this thing actually works. I'll probably, yes, water X element list is not defined. Let's go and change that, change this to component X element list, and then yeah, boiling point component. Okay, let's try again, see whether there are any compile errors. Okay, boiling point component not declared, line 66. Okay, boiling point component is here. Okay, where did I... boiling point component not declared. It's very strange. I did have the dim boiling point component as double right here. Okay, dim boiling point component as double. Boiling point component is equals to boiling point X element double. Okay, well, let's see this reference boiling point first. I will try to put this in. Okay, so I'll put this here by value reference boiling point as double. Okay, ref boiling point as double, so that's where I will declare the ref boiling point. So where's the ref boiling point? Yeah, ref boiling point is here, and we'll go up. Of course, we'll insert all the reference boiling points. For benzene, as we saw just now, insert 353.3. Water is what, 373.15. Let's take a look at nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen. Where's the boiling point? Okay, go down a little. 77.344. Okay, it's right here. Okay, so we'll go back a bit. Insert. Insert 77.344. Okay, let's see whether it works. Okay, it still says boiling point component is not declared. I'll put this here. Okay, shift it out. Let's see whether this works. Okay, so shifting that out of the loop will make it work. See, now I'm able to check. Okay, see, if I want to insert another variable, let's say reference boiling point as the second one, so the way to put like 2 or more variables in is to, right, like over here, we get this component name as string. That's fine. component name as string will be here. If there's a second thing, you just put a comma and then put your second argument right here, like by value, reference boiling point as double, and all the tests actually pass. Okay, now just a last bit of cleanup work, right? If I keep repeating the theory test a lot, I'll see a lot of print lines which I do not want. So the ideal way, oopsie, I hope I didn't mess up too much code. Down, delete. Alright, okay, now the thing is that I don't want this console write line anymore, because the more tests I perform, the more things will be printed. Now when you want to automate tests, one good practice is not to have it print too much useless information. So the best way is to just comment out all these console write lines so that I don't see anything. This way your test will be very clean. Okay, this console write line is useful if you want it to, if you are like developing now, if you are just messing around with code and you want to see what's going on, that's great. But if you want to automate your tests, it's best not to have this console write line at all. And what happens is that if you do many tests, for example, you see there are 9 tests here, not a single one of them actually prints out lines. Okay, so it's good to have this kind of theory test to help you automate your testing in XUnit. But if you do fact tests, it's very easy to start. If you want to mess around with code, you can. Yeah, you want to mess around with code, you can. You can use this fact test, and then once you're done, just comment them out. Then none of the code here will be run. So that's the way we can actually use tests to fiddle around with code and see what happens. Okay, but yeah, the automated tests, okay, try not to have them do this console write line too much, or if at all, it's best to have them not print anything at all. If you have any compile warning messages, also make sure you solve and resolve every one of them so that your output looks very neat. Okay, it's very good practice to keep things tidy, and let's keep it that way. Okay, I think that's all for this video. I will just of course upload this to Git, and then of course you'll see here there are two versions of the theory test. One is the version that I showed you. For this one is a YouTube test. The other reference thing I have is just test IXML library loader load boiling points. Okay, you can repeat this as many times as you want to keep loading the boiling points. Okay, and over here it will still assert equal all of that. That's fine. Yeah, so it's very good that we can do this, so that we can do this test repeatedly. Okay, so this is it for theory tests. Hope you enjoyed. See you later.